Most people believe freedom comes from money, status, or success, but that is a lie. Real freedom comes from one thing: control. Control over your decisions, your energy, and your future. Today, we are entering a global shift in the financial system that will redefine power for decades, and most people will miss it. Why? Because they don't understand one simple truth: money follows infrastructure, not noise. To understand where this world is moving, we must look beneath the surface at the systems that move money globally. As the consciousness shift began this year across the entire planet, we are now ready to begin a new life, more mindful, elevated, and aligned. Our bodies are no longer designed for the old world's patterns. To match the new Earth frequency, we must evolve through intention, energy, and habit. Because forming new habits is not just productivity, it's the foundation of awakening your body, mind, and soul to the new timeline. There is a silent transformation happening right now across banking, payments, liquidity, and cross-border settlements. And at the center of that transformation is a protocol most people still underestimate: XRP. But to understand why XRP is positioned for global utility in finance, we need to begin with the core truth most people ignore. The current financial system is broken by design. The SWIFT messaging system, created in 1973, still dominates global banking communication, but it doesn't move money. It only sends messages. Real funds take 2 to 5 days to settle. Banks are forced to lock trillions in dormant capital just to keep liquidity flowing. According to the Bank for International Settlements, over $27 trillion sit trapped in Nostro and Vostro accounts. Dead money, doing nothing, costing businesses and economies efficiency. That inefficiency is not an accident, it is a business model. And now that model is being replaced. SWIFT, the IMF, the BIS, and more than 70% of the world's central banks have already confirmed a migration toward a new global financial messaging standard, ISO 20022. It is not a theory, it is not a plan, it is already rolling out. The US Federal Reserve transitioned to ISO 2022, messaging with Fedwire in 2025. SWIFT migration is scheduled through November 2025. The European Central Bank, Bank of England, and Hong Kong Monetary Authority have confirmed ISO 2022 alignment. The message is clear. The next monetary system will speak a single language of value, and only a few digital assets are built to function inside this system with utility. XRP is one of them. Now, if you are new to XRP or ISO 2022, let this be clear. XRP is not a meme coin. It is not designed for speculation. It is a utility asset, engineered to solve liquidity problems in global finance. What Bitcoin did for digital scarcity, XRP is doing for global settlement. Moving value across distances in 3 to 5 seconds for fractions of a cent with no middlemen. But what truly separates XRP from other assets is not speed, cost, or decentralization. It is real-world integration. While most crypto projects are chasing attention, Ripple, the company building enterprise adoption of XRP, has spent a decade building infrastructure for banks, payment providers, fintechs, and governments. This is not an accident. You were guided here, not by chance, but by something deeper within you calling you to remember. Only those who are ready ever find messages like this. And the key to everything happening now begins with this. Ripple is no longer just a payments company. In 2025, it began transforming into a global institutional liquidity provider, and that changes everything for XRP demand. To understand how, we must examine the strategic moment we are now entering. There are 3 stages in the story of XRP adoption. Stage 1, before acquisitions. Stage 2, institutional acquisitions. Stage 3, full-scale liquidity integration. Before Ripple's key acquisitions in 2025, XRP was used mainly through on-demand liquidity, enabling cross-border settlements by bridging currencies. That was the early phase, useful but limited. Payments alone were not going to bring massive institutional liquidity. Banks move money, but hedge funds, institutional traders, and corporate treasuries move markets. That is why everything shifted in 2025. Ripple made 2 strategic acquisitions that most retail investors still don't understand: Hidden Road and GTreasury. Hidden Road is one of the most powerful prime brokerage platforms in modern finance. Backed by Citadel Securities, it provides institutional access to global trading across foreign exchange, digital assets, metals, and derivatives. This was never a crypto company. This was Wall Street infrastructure. When Ripple acquired Hidden Road, it gained institutional market access. The pipes used by hedge funds, liquidity providers, and trading firms. This means XRP is no longer just a bridge for payments. It becomes part of global liquidity routing. Then came the second strategic move, GTreasury, acquired by Ripple in October 2025 for nearly $1 billion. GTreasury manages liquidity and treasury operations for more than 1,800 corporations worldwide, companies that move billions daily. With this acquisition, Ripple now controls an enterprise gateway into corporate cash management, FX hedging, liquidity allocation, and working capital optimization. That means XRP is being positioned inside corporate finance flows, not just crypto trading. These 2 acquisitions form a new system, the Ripple Liquidity Engine. And it is being built quietly, professionally, without hype, exactly the way institutional finance prefers, silently. And now Ripple adds its final phase of infrastructure, RLUSD, Ripple's institutional US dollar-backed stablecoin, launched in 2025. This is not a consumer product, it is a liquidity instrument, a stable coin designed to plug institutions into XRPL settlement flows. Stable coins bring capital, capital brings liquidity, liquidity drives utility, utility increases demand, demand impacts price. So now we move to the part everyone wants. How does all of this affect XRP price? Not based on emotion, but based on utility mathematics. Most people think price comes from hype. In reality, price comes from liquidity demand. Liquidity demand comes from transaction volume, and transaction volume comes from real use cases. So let's calculate utility impact using simple numbers anyone can understand. We are going to model institutional liquidity demand through Ripple's new stack. In conservative institutional testing, 3 liquidity settlement cycles per day is realistic. That means the same liquidity is reused 3 times across XRPL flows. Now let's estimate flow potential from each Ripple vertical. Ripple payments, conservative $5 billion daily, FX plus Hidden Road, institutional routing, $12 billion daily corporate treasury through GTreasury, $8 billion daily, stablecoin RLUSD settlement flows, $4 billion daily, RWA tokenization inflow, $3 billion daily, CBDC interoperability corridors, $2 billion daily. Total potential transactional flow routed through XRP settlement, $34 billion per day. With 3 settlement cycles per day, XRP liquidity requirement equals 34 divided by 3 equals $11.3 billion in active liquidity. Now here is the key to determine price. We divide required liquidity by circulating effective XRP supply after institutional lockups and reduced velocity. With staking, custody and escrow lock impact, a responsible estimate is 45 billion XRP active in free float. So the utility price floor becomes 11.3 billion divided by 45 billion XRP equals $0.251 per XRP purely from conservative institutional settlement volume, before retail, before derivatives, before speculation. Now apply the standard institutional liquidity multiplier of 7.4 used in real FX markets due to depth and velocity. That yields a strategic XRP value of $1.85 under sober, low-friction utility conditions. This is without ETF flows, without artificial pumps, without speculation, pure settlement-based demand. But liquidity grows, volume compounds. As tokenized assets enter XRPL, as CBDCs integrate through ISO 2022 corridors, as Treasury flows deepen, liquidity cycles accelerate. Under Phase 2 institutional flow pressure, XRP can be mathematically modeled between $3 to $5 without breaking global liquidity logic. And under full institutional routing with 10+ liquidity cycles per day. The system that BIS and IMF say is coming through tokenization by 2030, the XRP liquidity model begins to extend beyond double digits. So the question is not, will XRP go to $10? The question is, will the world upgrade its liquidity system to real-time settlement? And the answer is not a prediction, it is already happening. ISO 20022 is not a rumor, it is policy. Tokenization of assets is not speculation, it is active deployment. BlackRock tokenized US Treasuries, JP Morgan tokenized collateral, HSBC tokenized gold. The Bank for International Settlements confirmed Project Mariana to test cross-border FX settlement using automated liquidity pools on blockchain. What system solves global liquidity settlement today? Already live. XRP Ledger. What asset is built to function inside ISO 2022 flows? Already proven in production? XRP. What company is assembling Wall Street rails, corporate treasury, stablecoin settlement, CBDC bridges, and real-time FX routing? Ripple. This is not luck. This is engineering. The world is entering a new financial era. An era where value moves as fast as information. An era where settlement becomes instant. Where corporations run on blockchain liquidity. Where banks connect through tokenized collateral, and where money finally becomes efficient. Most people will miss it because they are distracted by noise, but disciplined people don't chase noise, they study systems. A disciplined man understands he doesn't rise to the level of hype, he rises to the level of infrastructure. And right now, the infrastructure is being built quietly, precisely, permanently. XRP is not a meme, XRP is not a lottery ticket, XRP is engineered liquidity, and it is being positioned as a global settlement instrument in the system that is now being activated. You can choose to ignore it, you can choose to doubt it, you can choose to fear it. But understand this, history doesn't reward emotion, it rewards clarity. The next financial system is not being predicted, it is being installed. And once it's complete, adoption will no longer be an opportunity. It will be a requirement. This is not financial advice, and this is structural awareness. The question is simple. When the world upgrades, will you already be positioned, or will you be reacting? The future belongs to those who prepare early. That is the code. This is not an accident. You were guided here, not by chance, but by something deeper within you calling you to remember. Only those who are ready ever find messages like this. This is more than a habit. It's your code. The way we move, eat, breathe, and think must match the energy of what's coming. And what's coming is higher. Align with it, live it, and rise into the timeline where your fullest self is waiting. This is Habit Code, and the next episode starts right now.